even though Fury has been performing really well for the short amount of time he's been playing.
Yeah, and I mean, Fury, I commented a game from him earlier. You know, as Jibble said in that set, he doesn't like going for the wobble at all. So unless, you know, it gives Ganon a lot more wiggle room, you know? You can be a little bit more crazy because you're not instantly gonna die if you get grabbed. You might, but it's not guaranteed.
I've actually been quite surprised to see Fury play because I've seen Fury do a lot of back throws. I was expecting a lot more of handoffs and stuff like that. And I think that Fury is maybe going for a more tech chase based approach.
Yeah, he seems to want to go for like his own style.
Yeah. And so far it seems to be paying off. I mean, he's up the stock against Jack right now. So.
Yeah, very strong start, for sure. We didn't get to see like any of his Sopo in the matches. I commentated, so I'm interested in seeing it. Doesn't really get anything started though.
No. Also, I think that from my own experience, this stage is actually quite nice for Ganondorf in the matchup because you can move really well on the platforms. I personally really like this stage for the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you get those great like waveland opportunities and stuff like that, right? So makes him a lot more slippery in comparison to stages like, you know, like FD for example.
Yeah, FD is just horrible for Ganon. Yeah. He's got nothing going on for him really.
Big and slow.
Yeah.
Quite the turnaround here for Jack.
Jack making sure to show that white. I know how to do this. I know how to play Ice Climbers. I switch into next gear and now I'm up.
Yeah, exactly. Like that first stock was, you know, basically like right now you can almost call it a fluke, right? He's playing very differently. Like he's taking control. And I think it might be because in Jack's pools matches. He got like a lot of stuff uncontested.
Yeah.
He kind of got to do whatever he wanted, so maybe he was still in that gear, and then he kind of snapped out of it. Who knows?
That is very possible. Fury is a very good player, and I mean, it's definitely not free by any means, but that stage spike was so good.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Yeah.
Jack showing that he definitely knows this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you kind of saw him just switch it up after that first stock and just become a little bit more serious.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess Jack gets quite a lot of practice against Fao as well, and Fao is a really, really good Ice Climbers player.
Absolutely.
I remember playing against Fao a couple of years ago in Sundsvall, and that was when Fao was up and coming, and then like 1.5 years later I see, oh, this guy is PR'd. Right, he's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. And he plays a ton, obviously, so.
Yeah.
Not a very, like, you know, strange development.
No.
Just so playing a lot of strong fundamentals.
Yeah. So we're going to Fountain. I guess this is because you have a lot of better grab setups and stuff like that. Also, with the platforms moving, it can kind of mess up Ganon's movement every now and then.
Yeah. I think Jack played really well on Fountain. The games he actually got counterpicked here. I want to say. It wasn't really, didn't slow him down basically at all. Oh yeah, he played versus, what's his name? The Peach from Skellefteå.
Oh, I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I think he's like the best player from Skellefteå. So I'm really sorry I'm messing up the naming here, but yeah, they play on FOD, and I think it's pretty convincing in Jack's favor.
Okay. So far, Jack is doing well, taking the first stock of a Fury.
Pretty nice conversion there with the up air to back air.
Nice forward smash by Fury.
And they're back to dead even. As a, I don't know, maybe former Ganon main, how do you feel about like Ganondorf's chances to take out Nana?
I think it's actually pretty easy because both the down B and the down air is really good to separate them. And if you get the down air hit on the shields, usually you get Nana away even though Popo shields him. Okay. So it's actually kind of hard for Ice Climbers to punish Ganon with the grab unless you space your aerial badly and you miss your L cancel, because then you're probably going to get grabbed.
so he actually takes the stock while we're discussing that. Oh, that was a bit.
You could tell that he knew exactly where Nana was going.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of a positive outlook for Jack there to actually go for a charge up smash, but ends up working out, right? So
yeah,
and not the end of the world.
Their Fury was showing something that a lot of people tend to forget, that Ice Climbers, Tilts, and Aerials are actually really good.
Yeah.
They look super bad, but they're really good. They have a lot of priority and they stay out for quite a while. And a lot of times when you try to contest them, you just end up losing the trade.
Yeah, people just kind of default into thinking that back air is the only aerial, right? But
Yeah.
that's not really true.
No, both the upper and down air has super good priority. Really, I feel like the down B with Ganondorf, this is probably the matchup where you can use it the most.
Yeah, you see.
Unless you space it like that.
Yeah, but I mean, it just shows that like Fury is aware of the option, right? So
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that Fury has too much experience in this matchup. I think that Jack definitely has the upper hand in that scenario.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me much, considering, I mean, what other Ganon than Sebovic is left in Norrland, and then even he doesn't really play that matchup.
I mean, that's me, and I go to what, a tournament a year and don't even compete in singles.
Yeah, and you still play. Maybe you switched, but you did switch to a Samus role.
Yeah,
quite some time, right?
I'm basically completely dual maining, depending on matchups
okay.
and so on. Yeah. But yeah, it seems to be working out well for Fury.
Yeah.
This counter pick seems to have been exactly what he needed to get some momentum going. Up one stock, even though Popo isn't doing that much in this matchup. Can't really get anything for free on Ganon.
No, but I mean, I think it just shows that Fury has pretty strong mental game, right? Because he was down in the beginning of this match as well. Coming from a loss and then into like a game that doesn't go your way on the counter pick from the beginning can be really harsh.
I think that's often what separates the really good players from the up-and-coming players, is that the tournament nerves are often a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
And even though they might be pretty even in friendlies, the tournament results are very heavily skewed in someone's favor.
Yeah.
And we see that Fury takes a game off of Jack, so we're 1-1 so far in this set.
But in the end there, you could see, as we were talking about tournament nerves, Jack was not slowing down at all, even though he was at a pretty like big disadvantage for a bit. It didn't really face him. So Dreamland now, not a very surprising pick from Jack.
No, not really, not.
Especially considering Fury got like every single kill from like a forward smash or a back air. So if you're gonna hit Ganon in that trajectory, it's gonna take a lot longer on Dreamland.
Yeah, with Ganondorf's down B jump, and then down B again, just go on like that, you can make it back to stage in almost every scenario.
Yeah. So this is definitely gonna be a bit of an uphill battle here. When you will, not having the wobble in your arsenal, right? So.
And also, even though Ganon is a really slow character, on a stage like Dreamland, it's actually pretty easy for him to platform camp Ice Climbers on the top platform. And they can't really reach there. They can't really, even if they go for a jump and an up air, they do not quite reach to the top platform. So they have to go for risky double jumps, and if Ganondorf hits you out of your double jump, it's pretty sad. He hits hard, you die early.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Pretty even so far. I mean, Nana is dead, which isn't great. As I say it, the back air hits.
But it's actually kind of hard to edge guard against Ice Climbers side B if you're not sure what you're going to do against it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very uncommon for Ice Climbers to live like really long on this stage as well, so they kind of both have that advantage. Though Ganon obviously a little bit harder to kill, but just because of the options.
I think another thing that is really important is that because you have quite a lot of space in this stage, it's also hard for Ice Climbers to put you in a tight spot, because there's always somewhere that you can escape to. And if you have an escape option, it's harder to get the important grabs.
Yeah, absolutely. Misspaces the belay there. Thought Nana was a bit closer, but no dice.
That missed wave land from Jack almost costing him the stock, but the smash afterward took care of that anyway.
Yeah. One of those times where, as a commentator, you just want to point something out and then it instantly gets dealt with.
Yeah. Oh, he timed it perfectly to hit Nana so that he couldn't recover.
This is a pretty brutal showing.
Yeah, it's actually it's quite surprising when you think about matchups in general, because Ganon is definitely not a good character, but it's rough for ICs. It really is.
They're such a different kind of character, so, and I mean, if we think about the Ice Climbers, just the fact that Fury won't wobble is such a massive factor, right?
Yeah.
Because it just gives you so many more chances. When they really should be like a one-touch kill character in a lot of situations.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if he turns to wobbling now. Later in the
you mean
later in the bracket? Yeah,
I don't believe so actually. I think he's committed.
You think he's sticking to
no wobbling? I think
no
so.
wobbling.
From what I heard
that would
from
be pretty cool.
From Gibbles, obviously being an Ice Climber main and